Finally, there was a battle going on in this office today. There was the good Sue and the bad Sue, and they were fighting it out. And the good Sue would say to me, "Now you know your rules. Stick to your rules, Sue." And I'd say, "Oh, okay." And then the bad Sue would say, "Oh, come on. Don't be a pussy. You got this. Let's go. You're increasing your share size. Just go for it." Oh my God. So I did okay. I mean, I'm green, but I'm kind of green, I think a little less than I normally do, and I increased my share size, so that's not good. So I'll go over it with you guys. There were times that I was trading 200 shares, and I probably 100 is fine, but I probably shouldn't have pushed it to 200. I should have did 150. And then for those of you that want to watch what I do in Top Step and Ninja Trader, any futures trading, I'm going to start separating those in another video. You'll see them appear in YouTube pretty much 3 o'clock, just like I post my ThinkOrSwim recaps. And I'm just separating that because I've been getting so many emails and comments from you guys. There's so many of you that either trade only futures or only stocks. So there's no sense in mixing them in a video. So you can see that. Go look for that. And I actually did quite well in Top Step. I was up $1,000 in one trade and then gave it back. And I'll show you that in that other video. Okay, I'm going to show you also right away. We're going to pull up AGYS. They just had earnings. And I had told you guys over the weekend that is one that I was watching. I did not trade it, and I'll show you why. And I want you to know that when you trade earnings, you have to be really cautious. And if you just don't feel like you should be in it, just like this, I stayed out. And it went up quite a bit. It went up $10. So I left money on the table, but I didn't take the risk, and I'll show you what the risk was. Okay, let's go check it out. All right, I want to start with that AGYS trade in case some of you did trade earnings. This is the one that I was watching after hours, and I'm going to show you why I didn't get in. Several reasons. Look at the daily this is the 1 minute chart today. It just traded horribly. Look at this. It just doesn't trade. I mean, the volume that you're seeing now after hours, after they posted earnings, was the way it was during the day. I mean, it was trading. Look at this, nothing. There was just a few shares being traded. So I knew no way. I don't even touch that. I can't remember what the spread was. The spread wasn't actually that bad, I remember. So I almost got in right here as it comes down here. This is typical where they'll pull up right before earnings, they'll pull back right at the close, and they'll pull up right here. So I thought maybe I should just get in, and I didn't. I was going to take 25 shares right here. Now, I could have made money on it for sure, but it did this. I was sitting here watching it, and it gapped way up. At the time, a lot of that was the spread, I think. So it gapped up, and they hadn't even announced earnings. So I thought, oh, maybe I screwed up. Maybe I should be in this. And then it gapped. Look at this. It went from 74.50 down to 71.50-ish. So it dropped that much in just, 1 minute. And then gaps up, gaps down. It was too many gapping because there was no volume. There was no one buying. I mean, there were some people buying, but it was crazy. And the spread's 77 cents now. So this is the type of earnings that I just stay out of. You could get into it and you could have made money, but I don't have the patience for this and I don't want to lose. I'm all about things that are more of a sure bet. And I get it. Nothing's a sure bet. Okay. I want to go over keys real quick. This is the one that I told you guys I'm in a swing trade. I told you over the weekend and Friday. Look at the 15-minute chart. This is my entry. It's gone way down and I knew it could. It was a chance I was willing to take. They have earnings tomorrow, and we'll definitely go over this in my recap and see what happened. So I had told you that the anticipated move is about $35. The problem is I'm already down now. I got in at 352 and it's at 340. I'm down $12 a share. So if it does come up $35, I've already lost $12 of that. But we'll see what happens. It's one that I'm willing to keep. It's in my SEP IRA and it's a good company. I love the yearly chart on it, the daily chart. So it's something I'll keep, and I'll still swing trade. I don't really plan on keeping this long term unless I start doing some heavy fundamental analysis into the company and feel like it's something I want to own. Most likely it's just going to be a swing trade. Now, all day today, there was these news releases coming out with analysts increasing their share price projections
to 360, 415. So I still think this one's going to go definitely past my entry point. So I'm not worried. I just don't know how far it'll go. And overall, from the open on Friday, I'm down $295. So tomorrow will be the day we really look at that. All right, you guys, today I increased share size. It didn't go. Oh, that's my SEP. I own this in the SEP. I don't trade Google in my SEP. All right. I traded in my day trading account only. That was a long-term hold that you saw. Okay. So Google, I increased my share size today. I did not increase it on Google. I kept Google at 50. I mean, I normally trade 25 to 50 of Google, and it was running up. And you guys, I did not know why. I didn't realize that they had news over the weekend, and it was big news that I think it was Buffett that Berkshire Hathaway increased their what do you call it, their holdings of Google by a lot. Well, I didn't realize it, and I couldn't find the news, and I traded just right here and made money. And then I thought, God, the news isn't showing up. Well, what I did was I finally used AI to find out what the current news was, and I said, oh, damn it, I missed it. If I would have known, I would have just played it all the way up. So I missed out on that. I caught a little bit more here, and a little bit here I caught. But at this point, I felt it was overextended. I felt like I was chasing it, and I don't like chasing. There's other things I can go do. I'm not going to risk my money. This is why I don't chase. Look over here on the 15-minute chart. It eventually dumps. Now I could have shorted it, but I just had a mindset that I missed out, and I was bummed out about it. So I took my $74 and moved on. All right, let's go to Amazon. Amazon was good, 128.77. I increased my share size, and I actually traded this well. I was very pleased with the way I traded it. I know it looks like a lot. To those of you who do not scalp, maybe you trade a 5-minute chart, a 30-minute chart, this is going to look insane to you. But if you scalp, you get it. You're just looking for 10 cents, 20 cents. Now you're looking at the spread. So if the spread is 10 cents, I'm actually trying to get at least 20 cents because I got a spread both ways. But on Amazon today, I think the spread was right around 4 cents, and that's doable for me. That's fine. So what I wish I would have done is continued to trade, and then just short it down, because the whole market started shorting at this point. So I actually could have. But you'll see here that this traded in a nice range. I marked levels here, and I believe these levels were pre-market or overnight. And so it traded in the morning, first thing you'll see on the 15-minute chart, and then came down. But you could have definitely shorted this. So I'm kind of bummed out I didn't just stick with it, because I was doing well on it. But the other issue I have, which isn't good, I never want to give back money. And this is a lot to me, $128. And that's when I just walk away. But you'll see there were times in here where I upped it to 300 shares, 200 shares. My hands were not sweating. I was comfortable. There were times where I only took 50 because I wasn't sure that it was going to go up. I was watching my scalping indicator down here. So this was just spot on. I was in a groove, kind of in that zone that you get in the trading zone where you're just doing it just right. And I was really watching the scalping indicator here and noticing when buyers were at the top of these volume bars and sellers were at the bottom. That would be perfect if I was going long. I was watching if the volume was going up and increasing as I was wanting the price to go up, or if it was declining. So I really kept everything dialed in. Palantir, not so much. Let's move on to the iSower in the office here. All right. And you guys, I was really battling it out. By increasing share size, I was having, I told you, just this mental agony. Not agony, I don't want to say, but you increase share. Here's what happens when you increase share size. You start seeing in your brain bigger numbers, and you want them. And so that's what I was doing. I was wanting those bigger numbers. Well, you can't trade your P&L. You just have to trade price action. I noticed today when I increased share size, I wasn't trading my chart. I was trading P&L. So this line right here, I was definitely watching this, and I got caught up, which I do sometimes, in trying to anticipate the price here to break this green line. The green line, a while back, a few weeks ago, I just asked AI to create a ThinkScript study that I could install that was prior day high and prior day low. So this is prior day high and this is prior day low. Because I use that in futures, I just wanted to see if that pans out for me in my stocks. And it did here. Look, prior day low to prior day high. So I was trying to anticipate the break of this, so I didn't quite do so good right in this area. This was definitely a hard line in the sand, and I was trying to get it to push, and it just wouldn't. So it comes down. I get a little bit back here, and I ended up with 56 cents is all. So I did not do good here, but I increased my share size. I normally do about 50 lately of Palantir because it has been a very hard one to trade. I used to trade 100 shares well, had to drop way down to 25 to 50 because it's a tough one to trade right now. So getting 56 cents, I just decided to stop, move on. My hands weren't sweating. I did well enough that I'm green, right? Sometimes you just got to walk away. It's okay. So Tesla, every day I try to at least trade a quick scalp of Tesla or MU. Those are my two, the ones I fight. They're hard. They're crazy. They have chaotic moves per candle. So I'm proud of myself that not only did I increase share size, I started off 50 right here, but I increased it to 100 right here. Now I missed this whole move right here. I had looked away and I looked up at my platform that has 12 stocks and I saw everything running, including SPY and QQQ. And it was Trump announcing that he wasn't going to demolish Iran tonight and that he'd wait another day. So everything shot up. And I missed that. I'm bummed out. It was just turning my head wrong and not realizing. So, anyways, I got back in and I traded 50 shares, which is a lot on Tesla for me. And I traded it okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And I was okay with it. 19 bucks, whatever. I'll get better at this. All right, let's move to NVIDIA. NVIDIA was not good. I lost $23. I actually lost more than this. I was up a lot and then I was down a lot. And I'm not going to show you each and every one of these, but what I want to say is I really failed and I'll show you where I failed. This was the easiest trading you could have done. And I'll show you the setup. This was simply just it was range bound trading. It set a beautiful price range that you could have traded. Sorry, my platform's slow when I do these recaps, so it's having a hard time just keeping up. All right, you guys, I marked this level out either pre-market or yesterday. I think it was pre-market. It was kind of overnight and pre-market. It was running in this area. So I marked this level here and then a level here, and it held. Once we came down right at the open, we shot down. We just stayed right in this range between the two pink lines, and I should have traded it better, but I had increased my share size. Lately, I've been trading 50 shares, 25 to 50 of NVIDIA, and occasionally 100, but I stuck with 100 right here and even 200 over here. And I was so busy trading my P&L instead of the chart. And it's something I do once in a while, especially if I'm going up in share size, or sometimes I'm trading news instead of trading the price action. So I simply should have been trading price action and I didn't do it. And I was down quite a bit. I was up a lot and then I was down. I was up at one point 66 bucks, then 82 bucks. It went on for a long time in here. And then I finally just kept going down, down, down. I got way down. And then I finally brought it back to just this 2367. And I said, enough. You just got to know when it's enough. So I did battle my little demons today, but I feel like $199.02 is not good. My goal is 200 a day. And for increasing share size today, this was not good, but it was literally right at the bare minimum of what I find acceptable right now. So I call it a win today. All right, guys, let me know how you did. Let me know if you traded anything earnings or anything pre-market. I haven't been watching pre-market. And then any of you that want to watch what I did in futures, I'll have another video with a black thumbnail, kind of a charcoal gray thumbnail. So watch for those. Those will always be my futures videos to keep it separate. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Bye.